Good morning. This is a dedication to my sister Letitia.
So she'll be able to look at
Does for future and whatever else that I'm doing, that I wanted to share this with her. My sister and I had a conversation the other day, and it was based on pursuing gods that are idols. So what I found out over time is that the Lord teaches us individually in different degrees,
and that's why he made
us different. Now, my position is that there are 7.3 billion people on the planet. There are 7.3 billion roads to what we call the ultimate God, or what we call primal source, which man has given a name. But really, for me,
even based on everything
that I know, I'm not really sure whether or not this essence has a name, because to me personally, it's nameless. At least that's how the data is being brought to me. So, what I wanted to share was thanking my sister for, and her husband, C,
for
giving me insight and understanding that I otherwise, it might have taken me a lot longer, but I truly believe that people are in your space, especially family members, to teach you certain spiritual lessons. So without me going through some of the things I went through, I'm not sure whether I would have been more advanced now or not, because I never know what plan that God has for me. But I can say that this time that I've been spending alone, getting comfortable with myself in terms of what my purpose here is on this planet, and then finding out that everyone on this planet is special, because there is no person before you or after you, in terms of everyone being a masterpiece, and that God has a special plan for you for the fulfillment of his kingdom that only you can do, where heaven shall be made on earth as well. So you got to find out in yourself how you taking care of what you taking care of. In my particular case, like, I have some plans that I'm already working on, and I'm doing research, and I know that like, it's like happening. Like, I can't even really explain it to nobody. I mean, I guess the only way that people will respect it is when they start seeing physical things, and I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? It's just that I'm working on what I need to be working on, because for me to be both a student and a teacher, I have to have been through my own experience, so that what I'm teaching about, I have direct experience. It's just not in a book, but the books will help in terms of the process, especially in regard to the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. So I'm gonna get on to everything, and maybe I didn't really say everything that I really wanted to say, but I'm just going by the Spirit, and I'm asking the Lord to, speak out of my mouth in a way where it will just resonate to the people that this video is directed to. So what I wanted to do was to get to the next level. So this is reading 10, and this is called the first meditation. So this is what I get up with every day now, right? And then I'm like downloading it at the level where I don't even have to like look at a piece of paper, right? It's me now. So this is what it says. The first meditation. I know that I am pure spirit, that I always have been, that I always will be. There is inside me a place of confidence and quietness and security, where all things are known and understood. Let me say that again so it'll go real smooth. I wanted to get it out so fast. First, meditation. I know that I am pure spirit, that I always have been, that I always will be. There is inside me a place of confidence and quietness and security where all things are known and understood. This is the universal mind, God, of which I am a part and which responds to me as I act of it. This universal mind knows the answer to all of my problems, and even now the answers are speeding their way to me. I needn't struggle for them. I needn't worry or strive for them. When the time comes, the answers will be there. I give my problems to the great mind of God. I let go of them, confident that the correct answers will return to me when they are needed through the great law of attraction. A book that related to that was called Rhonda Byrne. What was it called? It was called The Secret. And I studied that over and over and over again. And I was trying to figure out why certain things I was working on wasn't coming to fruition. And now I found out. And it's not what most people think. When the time comes, the answers will be there. I give my problems to the great mind of God. I let go of them, confident and that the correct answers will return to me when they are needed through the great law of attraction. Everything in life that I need for my work and for fulfillment will come to me. It is not necessary that I strain about this. Only believe. Only believe. I used to see this sign a lot in Baltimore. It was black and had white letters, and it said believe. So I was studying this other signs that they said within the word you could find the contradiction. So if you look at the word believe, it got the word L-I-E in it, meaning it's alive. But see, what I found out is that when you have balance, 50-50, you got to rise above that. And then there's something called right thinking. Right thinking, right thought, right action. Now, these are mathematical, accurate ways that you get where you need to go to that some people take for granted. And then some people just know because they've been taught by somebody else how to do it, or they stumble upon it, something like that. But when you really know what you're doing, it takes on an entirely different form. So it says, through the great law of attraction, everything in life that I need for my work and fulfillment will come to me. It is not necessary that I strain about this, only believe for. In the strength of my belief, my faith will make it so. I see the hand of divine intelligence all about me, and the flower, the tree, the brook, the meadow, your family members that are the closest to you, that are there to point certain things out in your character that you need to work upon, or not, but they're definitely there for a lesson. Generally, they would call that the group soul, but that's another level. I'm just going to try to stay with this because I studied up and down. I kept on failing. I think the best definition of my life would be is that I am the ultimate failure, meaning that I tried so many different steps, and I knew that God was with me, but I told God get out the way because I could find it myself. And so I was allowed to fail through my own desire and my own mindset. And then there's some other aspects I had to learn about as well. Now the difference is I basically petitioned to God and said, I can't do it alone. I need your guidance. I need your focus. No matter how much I may look like a fool to others, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter as long as I do your will. Because if I do your will and you're God and you know everything and I reflect myself off of you, then the road is clear. You know, I'm not really looking for I've learned the hard way, I'm not looking for a material, what I would call a master or like a master teacher or an adapt or somebody supposed to know this and know that, because they are upper and lower self strangely mixed. So that was one of my levels of degrees that I had to learn to become what is called it's a certain term. I can't really recall right now because the way my mind is racing and how powerful this energy is. But what I'm saying is that I've learned enough now that I know I'm on the right track. And I didn't know that there were three sequences to prayer, or three different aspects of prayer. The last part that I really didn't understand because of my impatience that I wanted to connect so bad was really defining, and that is you have to wait on God. And it definitely go down because I just was outside a minute ago and I'm seeing people doing this, doing that, they on this, they on that, right? And I'm saying, okay, okay. So I'm looking at it, right? And it's like telling me certain things, right? Because at the end of the day, you see, I'm not just learning for myself. You see what I'm saying? I'm learning for the young people who are going to question me and confront me in reference to like what is it about my plan that's different? So I feel like one of the best ways for me to come, not necessarily with young people put my past out there, but that's going to be out there anyway. But I'm saying, I believe that children work like this. When I say children, I'm talking about like school age. I'm talking about like middle school, high school, and definitely the elementary, because the elementary, they still in that imaginative stage. So what I find out with most young people is two things that they look for. One is that you look like a success. And then they want to hear through your own story what made you, and then just your energy, just your aura, just how you do what you do. It's like somebody who couldn't do what Ali could do, or somebody who can't do what Jordan can do, or somebody who can't do what, say, Babe Ruth. You know what I'm saying? Because see, this surpasses racial stuff. So I had to go through all these changes, especially where I was born at, and then I had to find a way to transcend my exterior, yet identify with it, because in this particular body, I was born this way for a reason and a purpose. So I say, well, what is that purpose? You know what I'm saying? So after studying Dr. King and then studying Malcolm, the main things they taught me was love is dominant, but you still got to be sharp. You know what I mean? You got to be sharp, like on some NSA, CIA stuff. Like you know what I'm saying? That's what King taught me in terms of Reverend Abernathy, and what was the other dude, Jackson, and how they kind of huddled around him after he was already hit. So, like, what was they there for then? You know what I'm saying? Like the way I'm looking at it is that in order to do anything, especially in this world right now, especially with me being in Arizona, and we're not well represented here, and because so many of the people that look like me are culturally disconnected, there's really not no real connection. And then how we were taught, to hate each other through the what's that letter? It's a certain letter that was written, and the letter was written by the so-called slave master, so that the Willie Lynch? Yeah, the Willie Lynch letter. The Willie Lynch letter basically focused on contrast. And so the dude he said, after you follow this letter, you won't have to do nothing for your slaves, because they'll be in the same mindset for 300-400 years. You ain't got to use a rope. You ain't really got to use a whip now and then. You know what I'm saying? So the main thing I learned was, in order to teach young Moors, or another word is young African Americans, the truth, what most people fail to acknowledge and confront is that we are in a state of war. And the war is the control of our minds as a people, just like how the Jews, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not no anti-Semite, but what I'm saying is that, like, the Jews support the Jews. What's wrong with that? Feel me? Or whoever else. You know what I'm saying? You very rarely see a giraffe with an ostrich. So you got to think about that, right? So that's where I'm at right now in my life, and I'm gonna keep it 100, because there's some other things I'd like to say, But like I said, it's going to be 365 videos in 1 year. So I'll have enough in 1 year. If I just want to look at it and say, okay, boy, like, okay, just to look at the data. Because what's going to happen is this. In a minute, the data is going to prove me true. Because I'm using universal laws. I'm using spiritual laws. I really got with this, like, say, like 2013, after I was going through all this stuff. And then I studied for another 7 years. And then I was like, Lord, why I don't have it yet? Because, I mean, I've been studying, like, intensely. You know what I mean? Be by myself. You know what I mean? Going through all this ridicule, crazy stuff I was going through, the whole nine. You know, females that I would be talking to, but they wouldn't really understand what it is I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And it's really crazy when you have a female in your world who is trained as a psychologist, and she's into Jesus Christ, but she's into Jesus Christ at a level where it's like a box. Like she can't think outside of it. Awesome lady. Can't take nothing from her. First lady I ever seen with my help bench press 325. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, come on now. You know? What they call that, a triathlon athlete? Well, that's what she was, and she's probably still that now. You know what I'm saying? Awesome lady. You know what I mean? So I had to go through that process, you know what I'm saying, to be on the road that I am on right now. And I'm on it. Make no mistake about it. Because somebody going to ask me, they're going to be like, yo, how'd you do it? Well, first of all, I've learned the hard way. I'm going to go give you 9/10. That's if I like you. Most of the time, I'm not. And I'm not stupid and I'm not dumb. I know what slipping means. Sometimes I will deliberately make myself slip just to catch myself, like on an internal like video, because I want to really understand. You know what I'm saying? See, getting on top isn't the big thing. It's remaining on top. But this is what I found out, right? When you have the Lord in your life, you automatically on top. So I'm saying, okay. So I in certain steps that you only get through what they call direct experience. So let me get to this one right here. It says, I know that the intelligence that created all these things is in me and around me, and that I can call upon it for my slightest need. Let me try to get that part right. I know that my body is a manifestation of pure spirit, and that spirit is perfect. Therefore, my body is perfect. I enjoy life, for each day brings a constant demonstration of the power and wonder of the universe and myself. I am confident. 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 I am serene. I am sure. No matter what obstacle or undesirable circumstance crosses my path, I refuse to accept it, for it is nothing but illusion. I refuse to accept it. Anything that crosses my path, no matter what obstacle or undesirable circumstance which crosses my path, I refuse to accept it, for it is nothing but illusion. There can be no obstacle or undesirable circumstance to the mind of God which is in me and around me and serves me now. There can be no obstacle or undesirable circumstance to the mind of God which is in me and around me and serves me now. There can be no obstacle or undesirable circumstance to the mind of God which is in me and around me and serves me now. There can be no obstacle or undesirable circumstance to the mind of God which is in me and around me and serves me now. There can be no obstacle or undesirable circumstance to the mind of God which is in me and around me and serves me now. That's why I feel so good. You know what I mean? Like I went online the other day and I was doing my research on this demonstration I'm going to execute. And it's like incredible, but I know every facet of it as an asset, so I might as well just go ahead and demonstrate it, because there was another associate of mine who already demonstrated it, and they tight. So I'm like, yo, I'm an expert's expert. So the way that God has spoken to me is He say, okay, now you know what your purpose is. I'll just hold you, like on the tarmac, like you a plane, until they say clear for takeoff. I'm clear for takeoff, flight, whatever that flight is, 848 or 484, whichever which way you want it. So all I'm saying is that I'm gonna keep putting these videos out there, and I'm gonna see whether or not that I can do one this evening, and it'll be two for today. Have a great day. Thank you.